Hendo, thanks for joining us. Thanks for your time, as always. First of all, just reflecting on the league game at the weekend, there must be so many positives you can take from that performance that you saw from your side.
Yeah, I thought it was a valiant effort from our boys on Sunday. I thought it was a really good game, and one that we probably feel was a missed opportunity, really, Jacob. I think when you sort of watch it back and you reflect on it, it probably was a missed opportunity. I thought we were in a position to win that game, but unfortunately we just didn't have enough, to get across the line. And full credit to Lee, they sort of got their house in order, sort of. After that first 10 minutes of the second half, they sort of got themselves playing a bit of tempo, a bit of field position, and were quite clinical, I felt, to sort of see us off, really. But, you can take nothing away from our group of players. Once again, a disjointed team put together, and 6 youngsters under the age of 20, featuring 2 of them which only had 2 training sessions leading into the game. And, I thought it definitely was a wonderful effort. But I do still feel it was a little bit of a missed opportunity for us. And I think, when I reflected on the game, watched it back, the biggest thing for me was the Connor Fitzsimmons just going short. I think if he scores there, I really think we're putting a lot of pressure on Lee there, and I think we may have enough to see off the contest. But unfortunately, we don't score at that moment. I think that was around about 10 minutes after half time into the second half, and as a result, we give away a penalty on play 2, and then it was that next period. Off the back of that, they go penalty, then they get a 6 again, and they put us under a little bit of pressure. And then I think for the next sort of 12, 15 minute period, they had a huge weight of possession and field position, again due to some penalties, 6 agains and repeat sets that they were able to get. And then they were obviously clinical then at scoring some points, and put us in a position where I think we were then 8 points adrift with about 12 minutes to go, and we felt that we had to sort of chase the game at that point, and a couple of things didn't come off, and give them some field position again to capitalise on. So. But again, overall, it was a wonderful effort from the playing group, and I'm hoping now that performance will just, reinvigorate them and give them a little bit of belief and a bit of hope that, do you know what, we can still do something in this latter stages of the championship, and also in the 1895 Cup that's coming up.
Just before we touch on Featherstone, obviously the opponents for this week, and this is first of 3 games in 7 days. How do you go about preparing for a period like this?
Yeah, well, we've got to get the preparation right. That's for sure, Jacob. So obviously it was a big game on Sunday in terms of the intensity. The players haven't obviously experienced that at all this year, and I think physically and mentally they've given a lot into that game on Sunday. So this week's about really sort of being smart with our loading and our volume, and obviously getting the boys going into that Featherstone contest with a spring in their step and being as fresh as they can. And then we're going to have to really manage that recovery well post Featherstone, because like you said, we've got Whitehaven away on Wednesday. We've got to factor in the travel with that, and then also we've got a big game against Halifax on the Sunday after that. So this week and even next week, preparation is going to be key. We have to get it right, like I said, with our volume, our loading, and our recovery interventions, certainly post game from Featherstone, so leading into those other 2 games. So big week for the team and for the boys, but what an exciting challenge it's going to be. And again, if we can come through the other side and jag some victories in that period and get some points on the championship table, then it will be a good springboard for us to go into the final stage of the season.
Yeah, Featherstone and the opponents for this Sunday, obviously top of the table at the moment. They've had a fantastic start to the season so far. Really tough test for the team on Sunday. Yeah,
look, I think we all know Featherstone, they're the league leaders for a reason. It's because they play consistently well most weeks. I know they have come unstuck, in the Challenge Cup, and they lost recently to Toulouse, but they certainly bounced back in style with a big victory over London. So they're not going to be off too many times. So we know that we're going to have to be at our best. No doubt about it. We're going to have to be at our best on Sunday if we've got any chance of overcoming a very good Featherstone side. And we know Featherstone, they're a very well balanced side. They've got a strong pack. They go forward well. They've got some really good halfbacks and pivotal players that can really hurt you if you give them the time and space to do that. And they've got some genuine strike on the edges as well. So they're a very good side. But equally, we've got some grit about us, and we've got some determination about us, and we've now got, for me, some quality within our ranks too that I feel can challenge Featherstone, but we have to be consistently good in the small areas for longer periods this week, and like I said, we have to probably deliver our best defensive performance and our best performance overall if we're going to get some points this weekend.
Just finally, what can you tell us on team news? Obviously, you should have Brendan Santy, shouldn't you, back? Well, not back, but potentially making his first appearance for York this weekend.
Yeah, well, the good thing is, Jacob, we didn't pick up any sort of major injuries from Sunday's game against Leeds. So that's the first positive for me. And then obviously, as you said there, we've got Brendan Santy will be back and available in the mixer now because he was unfortunately cup-tied for the game against Leeds. Ollie Pratt will be back with us from Wakefield as well this week, so which is good. So he'll be available for selection. So we've got a couple of bodies there, in the mixer. Jordan Thompson's not too far off. Liam Harris not too far off. A couple of those guys as well. So again, we'll assess those as we go through the week. But we could potentially have 2 or 3 bodies available with the players that we've got. Obviously, Jack Teamby unfortunately misses out through his suspension, and so does Jesse Dee. So we've got a couple there won't be available. So it's we're not looking too bad shape, and like I said, the troops are slowly but surely starting to come back.